Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Griefdrums, and welcome back to another episode of Top 3 Tips. This is a video series in which, as the name suggests, I drop 3 tips on you as often as I possibly can. Now, I try and keep this weekly. Unfortunately, life has just been manic lately, and I haven't been able to do that. But nevertheless, here is a video for you today. Now, how often have you seen videos in which there are 300 tips and every single one of them is insane, but you can't remember them because there were so many, and you get into a game and you just forget them all. Your mind goes blank. Well, hopefully this series will counter that. You'll have 3 really easy things to remember that you can actually go away and implement. First up today, we're going to take a look at IQ. Now, we're all probably aware that she can see defenders on their phones through her gadget. This is really good for when they're checking cameras. You can get wall bangs on people, whether it's someone like Echo sat on his drones, Maestro using his cams. It can be really, really cheeky and so satisfying to pull off. Now, it is rare, I do understand that, but if you can catch someone, seriously, it's incredible. Now, I don't know how many of you will remember back in the day when to take out the diffuser and to stop the diffuser that the attackers have planted, as a defender, you used to have to go up and hit it. And it was only recently in the last couple of seasons that it was implemented that you would actually pull out a scanner gadget to actually try and diffuse. Well, this recently prompted my logic of, can you see this through IQ's gadget? I've been taking her more and more recently, and it turns out you can. Now, getting a wall bang with IQ is 9 times out of 10 going to be really, really tricky to do because the defender could be on cams anywhere in the map. But if you know exactly where the diffuser is and you can keep an eye on that spot, waiting for that little gadget like logo to appear, that's going to be pretty powerful. Now, I don't know why I've never thought of this. I appreciate there's going to be people out there that are going to say, that's obvious, like I knew that way before you, so you're dumb. But the reality of this is, I don't really take IQ. I don't see her as a massively valuable operator. When I could pick someone like Zofia with more utility, or a hard breacher, or Thatcher, or someone like that. But now I'm starting to second guess this a little bit. I mean, what if you go below the objective site and your mate plants the diffuser on the floor above? While you're busy taking out gadgets, you can now keep an eye on it. There are so many places that this could be utilised, that you can implement this sort of action as IQ and you can go below. Now, please don't misunderstand me. You're not going to be able to do this every single round, and the beams in the floors are going to make it a little bit tricky. It's kind of all or nothing. You either get it or you don't, because, you could be firing as many bullets as you want to, and you're not actually going to get through because you're hitting a metal beam or something along those lines. But there are situations where if you are stuck below and the plant has gone down and you weren't ready for it, instead of rushing up the stairs into what could potentially be certain death, staying below and waiting for that diffuse, you don't even need to hear it. I mean, you don't need to listen for that. You don't need to have a drone on it. You can see them get on their gadget. You know exactly where they are, so you're not just guessing. And you can floor bang or wall bang them from the safety of somewhere else. Give this a go. Try this out. Let me know if it works for you. I'd love to see some clips of this. Next up, we're going to take a look at this. Now, I believe this was on Amphi's stream. I saw something on Twitter a little while back. But as you probably know, if you drop in and vault in through the skylight onto Kafe on the top floor, you can't actually get back out. It's really, really difficult. Once you're in, you're in. If you vault in, you are stuck in here. Back in the day, you weren't able to actually vault in. You had to rappel into here. The only way to get in was to do some crazy parkour along the top of the vents and then drop in, taking a bit of a damage loss. Now, you can not only vault in and rappel in, but you can also rappel back out. You can only do this if the bomb site is the top floor in the bar itself. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's an invisible wall that is created by having the bomb itself upstairs, but by turning around, you can rappel back out. Now, again, this is one of those tips that you are not going to be able to utilize every single round, but if you manage to smoke off the site and get a plant down and then rappel back up to protect that diffuser from above, you are in a really strong position. If you're in a 1v1 or, a 1v2 or something like that, and you manage to get a sneaky plant off and it's caught them out from nowhere, they're going to be looking everywhere for you around the bomb site to try and clear you out. But if you've made it back up to the roof without doing some crazy run all the way around the map to try and get to a window, that could be really beneficial. Now, because this is something that caught me so off guard, I had no idea that you could do this. It's something that I felt was probably beneficial to share, just in case people didn't know it. As I said, it's going to be rare that you utilize it, but you never know when it's going to come in handy. So the final tip for today is going to be over on Oregon. This is going to be for when you're attacking the basement. Now, this is a fairly common setup. Certainly, I think I'd probably start in around gold, but definitely in plat sort of level, you come up against this all the time, where the hatch is either jammed or it's got an electroclaw in it from Kaid, in the hope of stopping Thermite or Hibana from actually opening this. Now, with Siege being exactly what it is like a game of chess, you know. The attackers take Thermite to open the hatch, the defenders take Kaid or Mute to stop the hatch from getting opened. Well, the attackers have got to find another way around it. Back in the day, it was discovered very quickly that you could open up this wall to the left by placing a Thermite charge on it. It will open up the hatch itself. And very quickly, because of that, defenders started taking shotguns and opening up that panel on the wall to stop that from happening. Now, I recently jumped into a game in which this exact setup had been carried out, and someone said, I can't get the hatch, the wall is open and it's still electroclawed. Well, this is just to share a little bit of information just in case you are of that mindset and you think you can't get in through that hatch. This is going to be beneficial to Thermite mains, or, you know, potentially if you're not Thermite but you're playing with someone that is struggling to get the hatch open because it's jammed. Even if this wall is open, you can actually place it on the wall slightly to the side. Now, you want to get it as close to the hatch as possible, that makes sense, but it will still open the hatch from getting it over here. Now, the tip itself isn't a new one, this is just information sharing more than anything, but don't be put off if the hatch is jammed or electroclawed and the wall is gone. There is still hope. You can still get it, but you do need to get it as close to the hatch as possible with whatever wall is left. Now, for defenders, this does mean stop shooting open the wall because it's not doing anything. You're not preventing anything by opening this wall up. You're just wasting shotgun rounds or potentially getting a bit of a line of sight. Or alternatively, it could mean that defenders are going to put more utility into both of these panels that are up in the classroom to try and stop this trick from working. One of the best things about Siege is that it is constantly evolving, it's constantly changing, and every time you think you've developed a brilliant new strategy, something will come out to counter it. And for me, it's the one thing that keeps the game really, really fresh. I'm afraid that's it for this week's video. Hopefully some of these tips will help you out, and hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Again, I apologise for not having one out last week. If you've got any tips that you would like to share, please head on over to my Discord, chuck them down in the tip suggestions, include any videos, pictures, anything you've got, and hopefully one of your tips can make it into a future video. I've had a hell of a lot of suggestions on there. Some of them are really good, some of them are a little bit too late because other people have already got the information out there, but nevertheless, I really do welcome any suggestions you've got for this video series. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe for all things Rainbow Six. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.